But if your children are dying literally every day on some street corner, mostly by their own actions, their own people that look like them, and that doesn't change your mindset, that doesn't change your behaviors, then nothing will.
Yeah. Boy, bye. If you don't have several seats, I'm telling you, the fact that mama can sit there and talk about they killed him. She should be so shamed out of the community, but the community has no honor. And so she's
Yana, what are your thoughts on this? Surely as a white woman, you have more empathy.
Empathy. That lady, it did look like an act. It
was.
did. It was everything. The wig and the glasses and
one of them is this Dexter Reed shooting.
Oh Lord.
So, not sure if you guys have been following this Dexter Reed shooting, but I want to dig into this. So Dexter Reed, this was out of Chicago, I believe. Mm-hmm. This is the new liberal media's latest Black Lives Matter movement. So Dexter Reed was pulled over in Chicago for not wearing a seatbelt. He refused to follow the instructions of the officers and then decided to open fire on them. The officers returned fire, killing Reed. So this would normally not be a national story, even if it happened in Chicago, where we do see murders upon murders daily. But Reed also happened to be Black, of course, which caused the liberal journalists and activists, you know, that's their Batman calling. And they pushed this to national news. Now, recently, I believe his family members have come on to local news and national news talking about the incident. We have a clip of just a part of the recent news presser that they did. Take a look here.
The first person to laugh at that mama is not going to heaven.
Well, take a look.
He had just bought his new car 3 days before that, and he was just riding around in his car. He said, "Mom, going for a ride," and they killed him. They killed him. They killed him. They killed him.
Dexter got out of his car unarmed and was shot by the police. Based on the COPA report that you all received this morning, 96 rounds were fired by these officers.
Y'all, the fall.
So he was saying he was unarmed.
He said he got out his car. At least a little bit that I've seen so far, they shot him in the car while he was in the car. So when did he get out?
Y'all haven't figured out it don't have to be the truth.
No, I know that this is an election year. Like KJ said, this is going to be another one of them Black people that were Michael Brown. This is going to be another martyr, basically. He's going to have a mural on Chicago downtown on the wall somewhere, a garden growing around it. And look, I am not making fun of that mother and his family. I know exactly what it feels like to have a loved one murdered. Okay, or I'm saying murdered. In this case, this was justified.
I was about to say he wasn't murdered.
No, I'm not saying. No, I'm saying to lose a loved one. Let me say unexpectedly. Let me say it that way. To lose a loved one, and that's her child. A mother's going to always grieve. I'm not.
Not me.
But no, that part, KJ, that didn't even look real.
Let my child be anywhere shooting at the police. I'm not going to be on nobody's TV. I'm not going to be falling out. I'm not going to be, oh, he was a good boy. I'm going to say that Negro got exactly what he deserved. We are not talking about the police officers that are scared for their life. My heart sunk when I saw those police officers running.
Absolutely.
Like we sitting up here caring about a thug that was non-compliant. I don't give a dag on it. And then the news media starts showing his graduation picture. He was 18 when he graduated. He was 26 when he shot at the police. Oh,
They
he was a
always
basketball
do that.
girl,
They
a
always do
basketball
that.
star. Boy, bye. If you don't have several seats, I'm telling you, the fact that mama can sit there and talk about they killed him. She should be so shamed out of the community, but the community has no honor. And so she's able to stand up there and say that after you see your police officers who are supposed to protect and serve running for their lives.
Maybe
No,
she didn't know.
look, any mother that loses a child, again, it's not the
You
mother.
know your son.
It's not the mother. Any mother that loses a child, any father, I can understand their grief. It's not them, but he was absolutely wrong, and the police should have shot back at him, killed him, harmed him, whatever the case may be. He started shooting, as far as we know. He started shooting at the police first.
No grief. You shooting at the police, you deserve exactly what you get. And you better be glad the police got you and that your mother and your father didn't jack you up. How dare you?
Not them. They
I
didn't jack him
wouldn't
up.
shed one single tear. Watch my mouth. Not one single tear. Let my child go be found doing that foolishness.
So you wait. I'm gonna get you in here, Jan.
Not a tear.
So you're saying
Not a tear. Am I not you guys? Not one tear. A respectable person gets caught shooting at the police. Not one single tear.
Yana, what are your thoughts on this? Surely, as a white woman, you have more grief.
More grief?
I mean, more empathy.
Empathy. That lady, it did look like an act.
It was.
Did. It was everything. The wig and the glasses and I don't know.
You going to hell?
Everything. It seemed like such an act. I mean, I'm not doubting that she is grieving.
Exactly.
Of course. However, there's lack of accountability, of responsibility that I see constantly, unfortunately, from the Black community, regardless whether it's he got beat up by the police or shot by the police, but for whatever, there was a robbery going on, a theft, the shooting at the police. It's never about, okay, what did the person do wrong? What did the suspect do wrong? Like, it's always the police did something wrong. I mean, the police, there are cases when the police is clearly wrong, but you have to see what triggered that, and learn not to do that again, and teach young people not to get themselves in these kind of situations if you do not want young people in your community to keep putting themselves in these situations where they get shot. Like, I mean, where's the actual concern and care for the young people in the Black community? If there's lack of accountability, then they're raised that way. They're raised to argue with the police, to attack the police, and to attack any type of authority. And it's not turning well for them. So if you don't, I mean, clearly whoever is not teaching these young people or teaching them wrong, they actually do not care about their lives.
Yeah, but when you spoke of accountability, when is the legacy media going to be held to account for the lies they continue to perpetuate? I mean, we saw this with Michael Brown. We saw this with the Taylor girl. Michael Brown, they said his hands up, don't shoot. That was a lie. I mean, now this, they're saying that, he was unarmed and this was a Black man. You shot on, why? When are they going to be held to account?
Look, KJ, I don't think they're going to.
Yeah.
If your children are being killed by their actions of no accountability, regardless, or whatever the case may be. Of course, like Yana said, there are some cases where the police are absolutely wrong, right? Yeah. But if your children are dying literally every day on some street corner, mostly by their own actions, their own people that look like them, and that doesn't change your mindset, that doesn't change your behaviors, then nothing will.
Yeah. I'm with you, Shelly. Like, I don't know how, like, you hold these people accountable because they just perpetuate the lie. Like, I still got people telling me, you don't agree with Breonna Taylor, and all the evidence in the world is out there that Breonna Taylor was a drug dealer. Nobody is talking about the fact that when the cops visited Breonna Taylor's house, one of them got shot and he returned fire. Like, the cop returned fire. Nobody's talking about the cop that got a bullet in his behind. Like, nobody's talking about that. You're talking about the drug dealer, Breonna Taylor, who they issued a warrant for her house. Like, I just don't understand how people, and I get it. People are not as tapped in as we are. But God, they better, because they're just oblivious. And the mainstream media just tells them stuff, and then they just...
Well, there was one cop that was shot. There was one cop that was shot. I think that was hit by this Reed, whatever. Yeah.
Yes. And even in this one, I mean, Dexter Reed,
they were black cops, if I'm not mistaken. The cops I saw were black.
Yeah. And even in this one, Dexter Reed, he had on a ski mask. I mean, what's up with that? Now we're seeing this is another latent outcome of this scam-demic. Now, all of these young people, these guys who are out here committing crimes, they walk around with these ski masks on, the shiesties. You can't say anything to them anymore. And now we have this. I mean, this guy, same thing. They have these shiesty masks on. You can't even see what they're doing. Most of the time, they're up to no good. And this is another thing that the scam-demic brought about. We didn't see this type of thing where all these people doing crazy stuff, walking around with these ski masks on all day, every day. Now that's all we see.
Yeah, and he was rolling up the window. They said, don't roll up the window. He's rolling up the window. They said, don't lock the door. He's locking the door. And then all of a sudden, shoot. Like, if that doesn't hurt you, or if that, like, you guys, these are the people that we hired. They didn't do anything wrong. They're here to protect and serve. And can you imagine, you are just working your job, supposed to protect the community, and you stop somebody and they start shooting at you? Like, where's the compassion for the police officer? Like, my heart just sunk for the police officers. And you guys, when we have no police officers, my parents are from Trinidad, and in Trinidad you can be murdered and you call 911 or whatever, and they say, I'm sorry, we don't have a car to send to you, we'll be there tomorrow. Like, that is where we're going, to third world. And y'all, and honestly, I know it's gonna be the blacks that be like, how did we get here? We ain't got no police. And it's the white people's fault because the police are in the white community and not in our community. We will have the audacity to say it.
Yeah.